I realized something recently. I forgot how to be bored. Not that I don't have free time, I do. There are plenty of small empty moments throughout the day. But I never actually allow myself to experience boredom anymore. Every quiet second gets filled with something. Every pause gets interrupted. If I'm waiting somewhere, I reach my phone. If I'm eating alone, I play a video. If I'm lying in the bed at night, I start scrolling. There's always something happening, always something playing, always something pulling my attention. And I think I have been living like this for so long that I didn't even realize it was happening. It just became normal. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that something important disappeared along the way. I stopped letting myself be bored. Think about how most of us move through the day. There's almost never a moment where we are just sitting with nothing. If there's a gap in the day, we feel it immediately. A video, a notification, a message, a song, just something to occupy the silence. And it feels natural because the world around us is built that way. Everything is designed to keep our attention. If we are bored for even a few seconds, there's always something ready to distract us. But the strange thing is that boredom used to be the normal part of life. People used to sit quietly, they used to stare out of windows, they used to walk with constant input, and those quiet moments gave their minds space. Space that we rarely allow ourselves anymore. The thing about boredom is that it's not just empty time, it's thinking time. When there's nothing to distract you, your mind starts doing something interesting. It starts wandering. It collects ideas, it processes conversation, it reflects on things you haven't had time to think about. Your brain begins to organize everything you have been experiencing. But when every quiet moment is filled with content, that process never really happens. You are always consuming, always reacting, always taking something in, but rarely giving your mind the space to process it. And after a while, that starts to affect how you feel. You move through life quickly, but you never absorb it. Noticed this recently. I had a few minutes before I needed to do something, and my instinct was to grab my phone. It felt automatic, but for some reason I stopped myself. I just sat there, and it felt surprisingly uncomfortable. My brain immediately started looking for stimulation. It wanted something to watch, something to read, something to scroll through. It felt restless, but I stayed there anyway. And after a few minutes, something changed. My mind started settling down. Thoughts started appearing naturally. Ideas I hadn't thought about in days came back. Questions I have been avoiding showed up again. And suddenly, that uncomfortable boredom turned into something useful. But it only happened because I allowed the boredom to exist first. I think the reason we avoid boredom is simple. Being bored means being alone with your thoughts, and that can be uncomfortable when there's nothing distracting you. You start noticing things, you think about decisions you need to make, you remember conversations you hadn't processed yet, you start asking questions you might be avoiding, and sometimes that's not pleasant. So instead of just sitting with it, we escape into distraction. Another video, another scroll, another notification, anything to keep our minds occupied. But when you constantly avoid boredom, you also avoid the deeper thinking that comes with it. And slowly, you lose the habit of reflecting. So lately, I have been trying something small. I have been letting myself be bored again. Just small moments, drinking coffee in the morning without touching my phone, walking somewhere without music, lying in bed at night without scrolling. It just feels strange at first. My brain still expects stimulation every few seconds. But when I sit with boredom long enough, something interesting happens. My mind starts working again. Thoughts become clearer, ideas start forming. It's not dramatic, it's quiet, but it feels real. I'm starting to realize that boredom isn't waste of time. It's thinking time, processing time, creative time. It's the space where your mind finally has room to breathe. And maybe in the world designed to keep us constantly distracted, allowing yourself to be bored is actually something rare. Maybe it's even necessary. So, if you have just forgotten how to be bored, like I did, maybe try it. Just for a few minutes, sit with nothing, let your mind wander, don't fill the silence immediately. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort is where the thinking begins, and you might have be surprised what your mind does when you finally give it space to breathe.